Hi, welcome to the next group of daily drawing. This is a compilation, not time, as many time lapses this time, just because these first four are portraits, and I had to use my phone as reference, so I wasn't able to take videos of it. I tried to take a couple pictures. This one, it just took me so long to get the face right, the portrait. I decided just to keep it pencil because it spent all day on it. This one, someone contacted me. This is more of an ink wash. Someone contacted me about getting a print, and I told them to join my Patreon, and then I sent them a TIFF and a JPEG of it so they could print it out themselves. So just for future ref, if anyone wants a print, that's an easy option for me rather than actually printing it out and sending it. So this one here, Hilma af Klint, I hadn't heard of her, but she basically was a precursor or basically invented abstract art, I guess years before Kandinsky and all those other guys did it. She was a spiritualist, and it's a pretty interesting character. I found a little promo video that the Guggenheim Museum had. And this one was probably the hardest one just because I decided, I'm like, oh, I'll just do the background is one of her paintings. So I just, found like kind of the most present painting on Google. And it took me a while, and I ended up not getting it to the stage of completion that I would have liked to. But this one here, Patricia Highsmith, I haven't read any of her work, but I know she wrote Strangers on a Train and those Talented Mr. Ripley books and stuff. And it was probably the funnest of these four that I did. This one here is there's like a series of three of these. It's a video based off a video. Someone on my Patreon asked me to do three different characters, the three main characters from this video for this band Subtle, which I hadn't really heard of before, but I love the music. I played the video, watched the video a few times, and the animation's great. It's by this company called SSSR, if I'm thinking about that correctly. I don't know if that actually stands for Soviet Socialist Republic or or what, but yeah. So these were, I just kept these black and white because that was in the video. They were all just sort of like a black and white kind of sepia tone to them. But once I got the drawing down, after I took a bunch of screen caps of the video, and I was able to do these time lapse for these ones. Or at least a couple of them anyway. I don't know if I did all three of them. But this is the next one here. So the first one was kind of like this sort of little demon-looking character, and this one's kind of like a robot in the video. I'll leave a link for the video in the description of this video, so you can go. It's on YouTube, and it's pretty good. It's like about 15 minutes, and I don't know. I really like the music. It's great. And yeah, like I said, the animation's terrific. And these were really fun for me to do, especially after doing those portraits, which were really kind of like a hair-pulling experience. But as neat as they were to do, it was interesting. It was like a learning experience doing those portraits. This was kind of more of like a nice break, like, oh, I can do this, kind of cartoony vibe to it. And I don't know. I think like my strengths kind of lie more in this sort of vein than trying to do something more realistic. This is the third and final one for the Subtle. I think the song video title is called Wishingbone. So the band is called Subtle, video is called Wishingbone, and the animation people that did it was SSSR. And this one, of the three, I was, I guess, most happy with the way that one came out. Just the reflections on the water and stuff. I just kind of was, basing off a screen cap, like I said. But I was, I just kind of played with the reflections and stuff. And I felt like I knew when to stop on that one. And most of these I've been doing with the brush. I don't know why, but I haven't really been messing with pens too much. It just seemed easier to use the old Raphael 8404 number 4 for all of these. And this was someone asked me to do a tarot card, which I'd never done any tarot before. I don't even think I've had my tarot read. And so I thought it would be fun and asked him which one he wanted me to do. And he said the Hanged Man, which I guess is like, I guess one of the more popular ones. I'm not sure. Please excuse me. Like someone actually on Instagram was like, hey, I like that drawing, but this is actually not a correct tarot. It's from a precursor to deck and blah. And it's like, I don't know, man. I looked up tons of decks and cards before I did it, and I kind of tried to do like my own take, like a guy in a modern suit on it. So I don't know. Sorry, I didn't get it 100% correct. That wasn't that guy who requested it from me. It was, I think, to someone else. But and then this was someone asked me to do a tennis themed one. So tennis, anything tennis. So I just did this kind of weird figure drawing. I know that's not a totally realistic pose, but I'm kind of restrained, I think, by the square format of Instagram. So a lot of times I just kind of like to see if I can just smush a whole figure in. I guess every time I try to figure out how I can put a figure and fit the whole entire figure in the drawing. So in this one, it just kind of, I don't know, I just sort of had fun with it. I looked up some different tennis players, and I just kind of did a sort of freeform drawing. And I wanted her to kind of be the figure to be sort of peering through the net on the racket. I don't know what you call that, the catgut. I mean, hopefully I don't still use catgut for those. It's probably like some plastic or something, but I just remember that from Peanuts cartoons. Snoopy would joke about that as being catgut because he would, get in fights with his cat next door. So I just kind of put some white paint over those lines to kind of give it that effect. And this is the last one. This is a quick video today. Someone asked me to draw a scarecrow that was disturbing and not gory as much, just something kind of off about it. So this was my take on it. I spent a while on the pencil drawing, scribbling and erasing and scribbling and erasing while my cats were sitting on my lap. And eventually it's like, okay, I got to ink this. And I decided to keep this one, black and white. I haven't, I don't know, for whatever reason, all the most of the ones on this video have been kind of more monochromatic. And this one, it just seemed kind of fitting. And I was thinking about that when I started on it. And same with the subtle video. I was thinking keeping them all black and white because that's what it was in the video. It's, I don't know, I started off kind of just doing a wash at the bottom, and I wasn't crazy about how that was coming out. So I just switched to doing more line stuff, kind of doing it all linear first and then going in with washes. And looking at the video now, like rewatching the video, every time I do something like that, it's like I always like the interstitial, or whatever you call it, the intermediate process shots better than the finish. It's like, oh, that was nice there. I could have just stopped there, but while I'm working on it, I'm like, oh, I got to fill every little thing up. It doesn't look quite finished yet. And but I'm pretty happy with it. Of all the ones that I did in this video this time, this is probably my favorite, probably the most fun I've had, especially after doing those portraits. Well, that was rough. I don't think I'm going to do those anymore. But that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. And check out my Instagram, Feral Dal, on there, or check out my Patreon too. Thanks a lot.